Lasagna. Okay, fine. If you want to be like that, we're just gonna start, Terrace.
Okay.
The Book of Nehemiah. Oh, a new book, Terrace.
I'm somehow unprepared for this. Hold on. I swear to God, I'm paying attention.
Why not pay 11 shin? Why stop at attention? I like the camera panning. It just slowly shows off Terrace's room. Perfect. We'll get to enjoy whatever the hell Terrace is up to. Anyway, okay, you know what? I just glanced over the first sentence. I'm gonna have to wait for Terrace to come back. What in the fuck am I about to read? I guess I can repeat it for Terrace. Nehemiah 1. The words of Nehemiah, the son of Hakaliah. And it happened that in the month of Chislev, in the 20th year, I was in the capital of Susa.
Shut up.
Terrace, I would like to repeat a sentence for you, because you were gone.
Okay, cool.
It's the very first sentence of the book of Nehemiah. Are you ready?
No.
Okay. The words of Nehemiah, the son of Hakaliah.
I'm sorry, what?
Exactly. This is going in the best of.
Where's the rest of it?
This is the budget buy, but they couldn't afford the rest. And the rest of these words, have they not been written in the book of the kings of the...
Wrong.
Hello, Shadowcat. That's a fucking sentence. I was about to say a sentence and a half, but no, that's more like, that's a half sentence.
No, it's not even up for one sentence. Never mind 1.5.
Not even one whole entire. And it happened that in the month of Chislev, in the 20th year, I was in the capital of Susa. And Hanani, one of my brothers, arrived, he and some men of Judah. And I questioned them about the Jews who had remained and were left behind from the captivity and about Jerusalem. And they said to me, one singular bit.
No.
Uno bito. Those who have remained and have been left behind from the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and in disgrace. And the wall of Jerusalem has been broken apart, and its gates have been burned with fire. And when I had heard this manner of words, I sat down, and I wept and mourned for many days. I fasted and prayed before the face of the skies of heaven, and I said, I beg you, O Lord, skies of heaven, strong, great, and terrible, who keeps covenant and mercy with those who love you, and who keep your commandments. May your ears be attentive, and may your eyes be open, so that you may hear the prayer of your servant, which I am praying before you tonight, today, night and day, for the sons of Glasgow, your servants. And I am confessing the sins of the sons of Glasgow, which they have sinned against you. We have sinned, I and my daddy's house. We have been seduced by vanity, and we have not kept your commandments and ceremonies and judgments which you have instructed to your servant Moses. Remember the word which you commanded to your servant Moses, saying, No, wait, that's wrong. When you will have transgressed, I will disperse you among us, the nations. But if you will return to me and keep my precepts and do them, even if you will have been led away to the furthest reaches of the heavens, I will gather you from there, and I will lead you back to the place that I have chosen so that my name would dwell there. And these same are your servants and your people, whom you have redeemed by your great strength and by your powerful hand. I beg you, O Lord, may your ear be attentive.
I've added a new drinking rule.
Yeah, I just want to. May your ear be attentive. Just one
Just
ear.
the 1 year.
To the prayer of your servant, and to the prayer of your servants who are willing to fear your name. And so guide your servant today, and grant to him mercy before this man. For I was the cupbearer of the kings. Okay, what we got? Where the fuck rules? Sins of Glasgow. You wanna die, don't you?
Just be glad that we don't have a rule where all new rules get applied retroactively.
We don't have one yet.
I mean, this is now unironic. Do you want to die?
Would you like to meet the Lord your Skytith?
One express ticket. Front row seat.
Nehemiah 2. Now it happened that in the month of Nisan...
I got some spicy pretzel pieces.
That's kind of pretzely.
I enjoy pretzel pieces.
Now it happened that in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of King Artaxerxes, wine was before him.
I don't quite like Nissan. I prefer like a Mercedes.
It's Nisan. It's one S. Hint. And I lifted up the wine and I gave it to the king. And I was like someone languishing before his face. And the king said to me, "Why is your expression sad, though you do not appear to be sick? This is not without cause, but some evil, I know not what, is in your heart." And I was struck with an exceedingly great fear. And I said to the king, "O king, live forever. Why should my expression not be mournful, since the city of the house of the sepulchres of my daddy is desolate, and its gates have been burned with fire?" And the king said to me, "What would you request?" And I prayed to the skies of heaven. And I said to the king, "If it seems good to the king, and if your servant is pleasing before your face, that you would send me into Judea to the city of the sepulchre of my daddy, and I will rebuild it." That's not even the what the?
The wording of the Bible sometimes just fucking rubs me off.
It fucking slaps. Just like me, my dick. I mean, what?
Pleasing before your face.
And the king said to me, with the queen who was sitting beside him, "Until what time will your journey be, and when will you return?" And it was pleasing before the countenance of the king, and so he sent me. And I established a time for him. I said to the king, "If it seems good to the king, may he give me letters to the governors of the region beyond the river, so that they may lead me through until I arrive in Judea, and a letter to ASAP H, the keeper of the king's forest, so that he may give me timber, in order that I may be able to cover the gates of the tower of the house, and the walls of the city, and the house that I will enter." And the king granted to me in accord with the good hand of my Skytis, who is with me. And I went to the governors of the region beyond the river, and I gave them the letters of the king. Now the king had sent me with military leaders and horse seamen. And Sanballat, a Horonite, and the servant Tobiah, an Ammonite, heard this. And they were saddened with a great affliction that a man had arrived who was seeking the prosperity of the sons of Glasgow. And I arrived at Jerusalem, and I was there for 3 days. And I got up in the night, and I and few men with me. And I did not reveal to anyone what Skytis had placed in my heart to do in Jerusalem. And there was no animal with me, except the animal on which I was sitting. Greetings, animal. And I departed in the night through the... Are you okay?
Not really.
Okay, good. And I departed in the night through the gate of the valley, and before the fountain of the dragon, toward the dung gate. The fountain of the dragon?
They're just making shit up at this point.
I'm just...
Dragging these nuts.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. Just got recruited by the military. You may now call me Captain Yeah, it doesn't work when you read it out, but it's actually pretty good. This is just trying to suppress the chuckle. He mostly succeeded, but I was able to notice. And I considered the wall of Jerusalem, which was broken apart, and its gates, which had been consumed by fire. And I continued on to the gate of the fountain and to the aqueduct of the king. And there was no room for the Beastonian on which I was sitting to pass through. And so I climbed up in the night along the torrent, and I considered the wall. Just imagine in the night, you just climb up, you just look at the wall. Interesting. It's just what I'm picturing right now. And turning back, I went by the gate of the valley, and I returned. Now, the magistrates did not know where I had gone or what I had done. For I had revealed nothing, even to that point in time, to the Jews or to the priests or to the nobles or to the magistrates or to the others who were doing the work. And so I said to them, "You know the affliction in which we are, because Jerusalem is desolate and its gates have been consumed by fire. Come, and let us rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, and let us no longer be in disgrace." And I revealed to them how the hand of my guidance was with me for good, and the words of the king which he had spoken to me. And I said, "Let us rise up and build." And their hands were strengthened for good. But Sanballat, a Horonite, and the servant Tobiah, an Ammonite, and Geshem, an Arab, heard of it. And they ridiculed and disparaged us, and they said, "What is this thing that you are doing? Could you be rebelling against the king?" And I replied to them a word. And I said to them, "These." I replied a word and said to them, and then it's more than one word. How does that work? "The guidance of heaven himself is helping us, and we are his servants. Let us rise up and build. But there is no portion, or justice, or remembrance in Jerusalem for you." That was definitely not just a word. His heart is dead. Not yet, but we're working on that. Well, we're going to start with the liver, and then eventually his heart is going to fail as well. But liver failure first. Nehemiah 3. And Eliashib, the great priest, rose up with his brothers, the priests, and they built the gate of the flock. And they sanctified it, and they set up its double doors, and as far as the tower of 100 times 18 inches, 457 millimeters, they sanctified it, even to the tower of Hananel. And beside him, the men of Jericho built. And beside them, Zechar, the son of Imri, built. But the sons of Hasenah built the fish gate. In the beginning, there was a subscriber.
I come.
Anyways, moving on. They covered it, just like terrorists did. And they set up its double doors and locks and bars. And beside them, Meremoth, the son of Uriah, the son of Hakos, built. And beside him, Bob, the son of the builder, built.
What are you reading?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, what the fuck, Richard?
Beside him, Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, the son of Meshezabel, built. And beside them, Zadok, the son of Baana, built. And beside them, the Tekoites built. The nobles among them did not put their necks to the work of their Lord. And Joiada, the son of Paseah, and Meshullam, the son of Besodeiah, built the old gate. They covered it, and they set up its double doors and locks and bars. Beside them, Melatiah, a Gibeonite, and Jadon, a Meronothite, men from Gibeon and Mizpah, built, on behalf of the governor who was in the region across the river. And beside him, Uzziel, the son of Harhaiah, the goldsmith, built. And beside him, Hananiah, the son of the perfumer, built. And they left aside Jerusalem as far as the wall of the broad street. And beside him, Rephaiah, the son of Hur, the leader of a street of Jerusalem, built. And beside him, Jedaiah, the son of Harumaph, built, opposite his own house. And beside him, Hattush, the son of Hashabneiah, built. Melchijah, the son of Haram, and Hashab, the son of Pahath-Moab, built 1/2 part of the street and the tower of the furnaces. Beside him, Shalom, the son of Helohesh, the leader of 1/2 part of the street of Jerusalem, built, he and his daughters. And Hanan built the gate of the valley with the inhabitants of Zanoah. They built it, and they set up its double doors and locks and bars with 1,000 times 18 inches, 457 millimeters, of the wall, as far as the gate of the dunghill. And Melchijah, the son of Rechab, the leader of the street of Beth Hakaram, built the gate of the dunghill. He built it, and he set up its double doors and locks and bars. And Shalom, the son of Kolhose, the leader of the district of Mizpah, built the gate of the fountain. He built it, and he covered it, and he set up its double doors and locks and bars, and the walls of the pool of Shelah, at the garden of the king, and as far as the steps that descended from the city of David. After him, Nehemiah, the son of Azbuk, the leader of 1/2 part of the street of Bethzur, built as far as opposite the sepulchre of David, even to the pool which was constructed with great labor, and even to the house of the strong. That's the first mention of Nehemiah, I believe. Aside from the book being named after him, but yeah. After him,
I wouldn't know.
the Levites, Rehum, the son of Bani, built. After him, Hashabiah, the leader of 1/2 part of the street of Keilah, built in his own neighborhood. After him, their brothers, Binui, the son of Henadad, the leader of 1/2 part of Keilah, built. And beside him, Ezer, the son of Jeshua, the leader of Mizpah, built another measure. What the fuck? Oh my god, no. I wanna die. My graphics driver crashed. Again! Amazing! Thanks, AMD. Thanks for providing such reliable software. I'm having a great time. Are you having a great time?
Yes, it's funny.
Where the fuck was I?
At least it didn't seem to have interrupted your stream. It's kept it going.
No,
it just flashed.
It was
kind of like
same as
paused it
last
really
time.
quickly. No, last time we completely ended the stream.
I ended the stream because I couldn't take the crashes anymore because it crashed 3 times within like 10 minutes.
Have you tried just not crashing?
Have you tried just never buying an AMD graphics card ever again? I haven't, and that's
actually,
apparently a mistake.
Yeah, I have, and it's been working great. No problems.
Working amazing. Yeah, thanks Microsoft. Microsoft updated my graphics driver, made it incompatible with the driver software, so I had to update to the very latest version, and that apparently still hasn't fixed this issue.
Yeah, Cat Peasant's got a point.
Yeah, you know what? That's a new rule. Cat Peasant having a point. You gotta drink.
Son of a bitch.
And because I came up with the rule, I gotta drink twice. Jokes on you, I already did.
Wow.
And beside him, Ezer, the son of Jeshua, the leader of Mizpah, built another measure opposite the ascent to the strongest corner. After him, at the mount, Baruch, the son of Zabai, built another measure from the corner even to the door of the house of Eliashib, the great priest. After him, Meremoth, the son of Uriah, the son of Hakos, built another measure from the door of the house of Eliashib along the length of the house of Eliashib. And after him, the priests, men from the plains of the Jordan, built. After him, Ben, Jam in your ass, and Hashab built opposite their own house. And after him, Azariah, the son of Messiah, the son of Ananiah, built opposite his own house. After him, Binui, the son of Henadad, built another measure from the house of Azariah even to the bend and to the corner. Palal, the son of Uzai, built opposite the bend and the tower that projects from the from the high house of the king, that is, into the court of the prison. After him, Pedaiah, the son of Parosh, built. And the temple servants who were living in Ophel built to a point opposite the water gate toward the Estonian and the tower that is prominent. After him, the Tekoites built another measure in the opposite area, from the great and prominent tower to the wall of the temple. Then upward from the horse gate, the priests built, each one opposite his own house. After them, Zadok, the son of Immer, built opposite his own house. And after him, Shemaiah, the son of Shechaniah, the keeper of the Estonian gate, built. After him, Hananiah, the son of Shelemiah, and Hanan, the sixth son of Zalaph, built another measure. After him, Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, built, opposite his own storehouse. After him, Malchijah, the son of the goldsmith, built, even up to the house of the temple servants and of the sellers of small items opposite the judgment gate, and even to the upper room of the corner. And within the upper room of the corner, at the gate of the flock, the goldsmiths and the merchants built. Didn't we have a rule about something being repeated plenty of times? Yeah, we do. Cheers.
Oh, okay.
Can I fix this on my end? No, I cannot. Rip. Nehemiah 4. Now it happened that when Sanballat had heard that we were building the wall, he was very angry. And having been moved exceedingly, he ridiculed the Jews. And he said before his brothers and a crowd of the Samaritans, "What are the foolish Jews doing? Can it be that the genitals will allow them? Will they sacrifice and finish in one day? Ooh? Do they have the ability to make stones out of piles of dust that have been burned up?" Then too, Tobiah, an Ammonite, and his assistant said, "Let them build. When the F-cocks climb, he will leap over their stone wall." When the F-cocks climbs, singular F-cocks, my bad. Listen, O our Skytis, for we have become an object of contempt. Turn their reproach upon their own head, and grant that they may be despised in a land of captivity. May you not conceal their iniquity, and may their sin not be wiped away before your face, for they have ridiculed those who are building. And so we built the wall, and we joined it together, even to the unfinished portion. And the heart of the people was stirred up for the work. Now it happened that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabs and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites had heard that the walls of Jerusalem had been closed and that the breaches had begun to be repaired, they were exceedingly angry. And they all gathered together so that they might go forth and fight against Jerusalem, and so that they might prepare ambushes. And we prayed to our Skytis, and we stationed guards upon the wall, day and night, against them. Then Judah said, "The strength of those who carry has diminished, and the amount of material is very great, and so we will not be able to build the wall." And our enemies said, "Let them neither know nor realize until we arrive in their midst, and kill them, and cause the work to cease." Now it happened that, on 10 occasions, some Jews arrived who were living near them, from all the places from which they came to us, and they told us this. So I stationed the people in order in places behind the wall, all around it, with their swords, and lances, and bows. And I gazed around, and I rose up. And I said to the nobles, and to the magistrates, and to the rest of the common people, "Do not be afraid before their face. Remember the great and terrible Lord, and fight on behalf of your brothers, your sons, and your daughters, and your wives, and your households." Then it happened that, when our enemies had heard that it had been reported to us, Skytis defeated their council. And we all returned to the walls, each one to his own work. And everybody clapped. And it happened that, from that day, half of their young men were doing the work, and half were prepared for war with lances and shields and bows and armor. And the leaders were behind them in all the house of Judah. As for those building the wall and carrying the burdens and setting things in place, one of his hands was doing the work, and the other was holding a sword. For each one of the builders was girded with a sword at the waist. And they were building, and they were sounding a trumpet beside me. And I said to the nobles and to the magistrates and to the rest of the common people, the work is great and wide, and we are separated on the wall far from one another. At whatever place you hear the sound of the trumpet, rush to that place for us. Our guides will fight on our behalf, and so let us accomplish the work, and let 1/2 part of us hold spears from the ascent of dawn until the stars come out. Also at that time I said to the people, let each one with his servant remain in the midst of Jerusalem, and let us take turns throughout the night and day in doing the work. But I and my brothers and my servants and the guards who were behind me, we did not take off our clothes. Each one only removed his clothes to wash. So we didn't take off our clothes, except when we did, but we didn't.
Thanks, Bible. Very cool.
Just Bible things, TM.
Yeah, apparently.
Nehemiah 5. There occurred a great outcry of the people and their wives against their brothers, the Jews. And there were those who were saying, our sons and daughters are very many. Let us receive grain as a price for them, and then we may eat and live. And there were those who were saying, let us offer up our fields and vineyards and our houses, and then we may receive grain during the famine. And others were saying, let us borrow money for the tribute of the king, and let us surrender our fields and vineyards. And then there's a new speech, apparently. And now, as is the flesh of our brothers, so is our flesh. And as are their sons, so also are our sons. Behold! We have subjugated our sons and our daughters into servitude, and some of our daughters are slaves, nor do we have the ability to redeem them, for others possess our fields and our vineyards. Okay, what the fuck? Terrace, I'm gonna need your assistance in a moment.
No, you're not.
Are you looking at the Bible or at the stream?
Sure, I'm looking at your stream.
Okay, so it says, and others were saying, and then let us borrow, blah, blah, blah. So this is what others were saying.
Right, okay, yeah.
Okay, who is saying this? It's never specified. So the speech ends? Is it just because you can't have speech that goes across a different verse? Or is it still the same people speaking? Or is it a different entity speaking and it's just never specified who is speaking? Because after that, it's not...
Well, I mean, it was saying others, which does imply a multiple. So it could just be, more than one person speaking, technically. Or it could just be Bible being silly and not wanting to have speech that goes over a number, even though I'm pretty sure it's done that.
I also feel like that has happened before, but I couldn't point to a particular instance, and I surely can't be bothered to find one. But yeah, okay. I am crazy, but that's a different story. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. And when I had heard their outcry in these words, I was exceedingly angry. And I started to flap my arms, and I started to fly like a bird. And thus I became the angry bird. The confusion on your face.
Why are you gay? Fucking donut, honestly.
Donut pass, $20 fine. And my heart considered within me. That's a sentence. And my heart considered within me.
Nice. Yeah. I think the heart should generally be considered within you.
No,
I don't think I'd consider it outside of you.
No, the heart is not being considered. The heart itself actively considers, and my heart considered within me. So the heart is actively considering. Does your heart not consider?
I can't say that it does. Although I wouldn't know, to be entirely fair.
And I rebuked the nobles and the magistrates, and I said to them, have you each been exacting usury from your brothers? And I gathered together a great assembly against them, and I said to them, as you know, in accord with what was possible for us, we have redeemed our brothers, the Jews, who had been sold to the Gentiles. And yet, now you sell your brothers, and we must redeem them? And they were silent.
Mark?
Ooh. And they were silent, nor did they find anything to answer. And I said to them, "The thing that you are doing is not good. Why are you not walking?" Where in the fuck?
Good question.
I would remember this. We had, so I must. We're there already.
What's up?
Your system. Got him.
Oh, he wasn't ready.
Right. Greetings.
Do not greetings.
Ah, terrace. I don't.
Well,
Change the order because I think it's alphabetical, so you don't. You're now on top. You're no longer at bottom. So I do not know. This is where I made the Angry Birds joke. So surely I must have been here already. We'll just pretend I was here.
good idea.
And my heart considered within me. We had that, I know that. And I rebuked the nobles and the magistrates, and I said to them, "Have you each been exacting usury from your brothers?" And I gathered together a great assembly against them, and I said to them, "As you know, in accord with what was possible for us, we have redeemed our brothers, the Jews, who had been sold to the Gentiles. And yet, you now sell your brothers, and we must redeem them?" And they were silent, and nor did they find anything to answer. And I said to them, I feel like we were way further already. Only I fucking knew. Yeah.
Imagine not knowing.
Imagine.
Yeah, imagine.
I think I was somewhere on the left side when it crashed, but if only I remembered. Oh, we're pretty sure we haven't been here. And help. And I said to them, "The thing that you are doing is not good. Why are you not walking in the fear of our skies, so that there may be no reproach against us from our enemies, the Gentiles? Both I and my brothers, with my servants, have lent money and grain to many. Let us agree not to ask for its return. Let us forgive the other money that is owed to us. On this day, restore their fields and their vineyards and their olive groves and their houses to them. Then too, to the 100th part of the money and of the grain, wine, and oil, which you usually exact from them, give it to them." And they said, "We will restore it, and we will require nothing from them, and we will do just as you say." And I called the priests, and I had them swear an oath, so that they would act in accord with what I had said. Moreover, I shook out my lap, and I said, "So may Skytis shake out every man who does not fulfill this word from his house and from his labors, so may he be shaken out and become empty." Why stop sending me notifications? Shut the fuck up, AMD software. You can go fuck yourself. No, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. There's another. There's six notifications. Thanks. And the entire multitude said, "Amen." And they praised Skytis. Therefore, the people acted in accord with what was said. Now from that day on which the king had ordered me to be governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year even to the 32nd year of King Artaxerxes, for 12 years, I and my brothers did not eat the yearly allowance that was owed to the governors. But the former governors, the ones who had been before me, were a burden to the people, and they took from them bread and wine and 40 shekels of money each day. And their officials also oppressed the people. But I did not do so, out of fear of Skytis. In fact, I preferred to build in the work of the wall, and I bought no land, and all my servants were gathered to do the work. Likewise, the Jews and the magistrates, 150 men, were at my table, and those who came to us from among us, the Gentiles that are around us. Now there was prepared for me, on each day, 1 ox and 6 choice rams, along with poultry. and once every 10 days I distributed diverse wines and many other things. Yet I did not require my yearly allowance as governor, for the people were greatly impoverished. Remember me, O Skytis, for good, in accord with all that I have done for this people. Hello, Mr. Guest.
Hi, what's up?
I heard you wanted to share a few stories.
I'm still looking for the Bible link. Do you still have it?
Have you tried just scrolling up?
That.
Yeah, but
Not even far.
to be fair, I've done that for quite a while, and now I think I'm lost.
But that is not
Trying my best.
Clearly not.
I thought you were here to tell us about your life.
I mean, if that's your best, I feel really sorry for you.
Yeah, it's well, good horses don't jump higher than they need to, or something. I don't know if there's an English proverb for that.
No, there isn't.
I don't know.
No,
but
you're just talking nonsense. Thanks.
So I found crouton.net. Is that it?
Yeah, that's close
I
enough.
found this gambling website. Okay, hold on. I need to check. How difficult is it to find this Bible link?
Is it on the Bible management sheet?
Bible management sheet. There you go. Yes. They're all linked there. That's all you need as a guest. That's your one-stop shop. We specifically made that for people.
You made that as easy as it could be.
Speaking
of which, and this fucking numbnut still fucks up.
Speaking of which, Terrence, you gotta update that. There's a few outdated things on there, like some reference.
Oh, there it is. Found it. I'm smart.
Yeah, there probably is. Yeah.
Nice.
So confused.
In general, or just sexually?
With regards to you, so sexually.
Reasonable. Well, so what page are we on?
Yes.
Didn't you want to tell about where you've been?
Oh, it was great. I was in Dortmund. And then I missed my exit. And when I say I missed my exit, I mean I drove for like 20 miles without signaling in a straight line, so I had to drive back. It was a great day.
Brilliant.
That's not even what I'm talking about, but hey, good job. You missed your exit.
Alright. Japan? Was great.
10 out of 10 storytelling.
Imagine like the best part is imagine you're like a black guy in Texas in the US. People are going to be racist against you, but they're going to like spit on you and they're going to shout at you and they're going to hate you.
Is that your
people
kink?
in Japan, they're exactly as racist, but they're racist in a funny way. They're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but we don't allow foreigners in this bar. I'm so sorry, but please go away." It's like
that's what we do in the UK to the French.
That's reasonable. I mean, it's French, right?
No, yes, fuck up French people. Swear to God.
I'm here. Why are you swearing?
Yep.
Quality storytelling. Oh, you have the option to continue reading if you would like.
Nehemiah 6, right?
Yeah.
Now it happened that when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem, an Arab, and our other enemies had heard that I had built the wall and that there was no interruption remaining in it, even though at the time I had not set up the double doors at the gates, Sanballat and Geshem sent to me saying, "Come and let us strike a pact together in the villages on the plain of Oh no." But they were thinking that they would do me harm. Therefore, I sent messages to them saying, "I am doing a great work and I cannot descend, lest perhaps it may be neglected when I go out and descend to you." Okay, I have literally no idea what's going on, but I think that's
Good,
just
the same. Eris, what if you replace the name Geshem with Genshin?
That's reasonable.
That's too much effort.
Wow. Well, then maybe you should start drinking.
Well.
And they said to me with the same word 4 times, and I responded to them with the same word as before. And Sanballat sent his servant to me a 5th time with the former word, and he had a letter in his hand written in this matter. It has been among us symbol that Gentiles, and Genshin has said it, that you and the Jews are planning to rebel, and because of this you are building the wall and thinking to raise yourself as a king over them. For this reason, you also have stationed prophets who preach about you in Jerusalem, saying, there is a king in Judea, but the king will hear about these words. Therefore, come now, so that we may go to the council together. And I said to them, saying, there has been nothing done according to these words which you have spoken, for you are inventing these things from your heart. It's gaslighting. For all these men wished to frighten us, thinking that our hands would cease with the work, and that we would cease. For this reason I strengthened my hand all the more, and I entered into the house of Shemaiah, the son of Delaiah, the son of
It's
Methabel.
Shemaiah.
Shemaiah.
There you
So
go.
these are like, if you're piss poor in the south in the US, that's like what you call your daughters, right? Shemaiah, and it's pronounced like Jennifer, the son of
What?
Meth table in secret. And he said, let us consult together in the house of Skytus in the midst of the temple, and let us close the doors of the temple, for they will come to kill you, and they will arrive in the night to put you to death with one F. And I said, how could anyone like me flee? And who like me should enter the temple so that he may live? I will not enter. And I understood the Skytus had not sent him, but he had spoken to me as if he were prophesying, seeing and that Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. For he had accepted money so that I would be afraid and would sin, so that they would have some evil with which to rebuke me. Remember me, O Lord, because of Tobiah and Sanballat, because of their works of this kind. Then too, Noadiah, a prophetess, and the rest of the prophets would have made me afraid. Now the wall was completed on the 25th day of the month of Elul in 52 days.
Elul.
Then Elul.
The fuck is that? What the fuck is that month?
Lol. Then it happened that, when all our enemies had heard of it, all the nations that were around of us were afraid, and they were downcast within themselves. For they knew that his work had been accomplished by Skytus, but also in those days many letters were being sent by the nobles of the Jews to Tobiah, and were arriving from Tobiah to them. For there were many in Judea who had sworn an oath to him, because he was the son-in-law of Shecaniah, the son of Ara, and because Jehohanan, his son, had married the daughter of Meshullam, son of Bershech. Moreover, they praised him before me, and they reported my words to him, and Tobiah sent letters so that he might make me afraid.
You seem to struggle with the pronunciation of a few names.
Now, I think the names struggle with existing. So they built a wall, and it was great, and now the Mexicans can't get in, right? That's
No, that's a few thousand years later.
Close one.
Harris knows a thing or two about walls.
Do I?
Yeah. Because I'm in your walls.
Why do you suck?
Because I'm in your walls. Well, I'm gonna spare you the next one because I see a lot of names. Nehemiah 7. Then, after the wall was built up, and I set up the double doors, and I enrolled the gatekeepers and the singing men and the Levites, I instructed Hanani, my brother, and Hananiah, the leader of the house of Jerusalem, for he seemed to be a truthful man, fearing Skytus more than the others. And I said to them, let not the gates of Jerusalem be opened until the sun is hot. Because the sun is only hot certain at some times, and it's definitely not always hot because it's a constant explosion. And while they were standing there, the gates were closed and barred. And I stationed guards from the inhabitants of Jerusalem, each one in his turn, and each one opposite his own house. Now the city was great and very wide, just like your mom, and the people in its midst were few, and the houses were not yet built. But Skytus had given to my heart and I gathered the nobles and the magistrates and the common people so that I might enroll them. And I found a book of the census of those who first went up, and in there was found written the missing camera. You ruined it. Why do you do this to me? Terrace, you have been cut in half. I hope you approve.
Oh, wonderful. My favorite.
I'll fix you. There you go. You have been made whole again.
Wow, thank you.
These are the sons of the province who ascended from the captivity of the transmigration, those whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had taken away, and who returned into Jerusalem and Judea, each one to his own city. Oh, he's back. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Hi.
They arrived with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Ramiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mishpereth, Bigvai, Nehum, Bana. The number of the men of the people of Glasgow, the sons of Parosh, 2,172. The sons of Shephatiah, 372. The sons of Ara, 652. The sons of Pahath Moab, of the sons of Jeshua and of Joab, 2,818. The sons of Elam, 1,254. The sons of Zetu, 845. The sons of Sakai, 760. The sons of Binui, 648. The sons of Bebai, 628. The sons of Askat, 2,322. The sons of Adonikam, 667. The sons of Bigvai, 2,067. The sons of Adon, 655. The sons of Ater, the sons of Hezekiah, 98. The sons of Hashem, 328. The sons of Bezai, 324. The sons of Haraph, 112. The sons of Gibeon, 95. The sons of Bethlehem and Netophah, 188. The men of Anathoth. The men of Anathoth, 128. The men of Beth Asmaveth, 42. The men of Kiriath Jearim, Shephirah and Beeroth, 743. The men of Ramah and Geba, 621. The men of Michmas, 122. The men of Bethel and Ai, 123. The men of the other Nebo, 52. The men of the other Elam, 1,254. The sons of Haram, 3,020. The sons of Jericho, 345. The sons of Lot, Hadid, and oh no, 721. The sons of Sinar, 3,930. The priests, the sons of Jediah, in the house of Jeshua, 973. By the way, that was they repeat that quite a few times, so cheers.
Oh, nice.
That phrasing is beyond redundant. The sons of Immer, 1,052. The sons of Pashur, 1,247. The sons of Haram, 1,017. The Levites, the sons of Jeshua and Kadmiel, the sons of Hodaviah, 74. The singing men, the son of ASAP, H, 148. The gatekeepers, the sons of Shalom, the sons of Ater, the sons of Talmon, the sons of Akub, the sons of Hatita, the sons of Shobai, 138. The temple servants, the sons of Ziha, the sons of Hasufa, the sons of Tabaoth, the sons of Keros, the sons of Siaha, the sons of Padon, the sons of Lebana, the sons of Hagabah, the sons of Shalmai, the sons of Hanan, the sons of Giddel, the sons of Gahar, the sons of Reaiah, the sons of Rezin, the sons of Nekoda, the sons of Gazam, the sons of Uzzah, the sons of Pisea, the sons of Bezai, the sons of Meunim, the sons of Nephusim, the sons of Bakbuk, the sons of Hakufa, the sons of Harhar, the sons of Besluth, the sons of Mehida, the sons of Harsha, the sons of Barkos, the sons of Sisera, the sons of Tema, the sons of Nizia, the sons of Hatifa, the sons of the servants of Solomon, the sons of Sotai, the sons of Sophereth, the sons of Perida, the sons of Jala, the sons of Darkon, the sons of Giddel, the sons of Shephatiah, the sons of Hetil, the sons of Pokereth, who was born from Hezeb-Aim, the son of Ammon. All the temple servants, the sons of the servants of Solomon, 392.
Amen. I have to write an 800-word essay till tomorrow. Don't worry, I got you.
Welcome to the Bible. Now, these are the ones who ascended from Tel Melah, Tel Harsha, Cherub, Adon, and Immer. And they were not able to indicate the house of their daddies and their offspring, whether they were of Glasgow. Their sons of Deliah, the sons of Deliah, the sons of Tobiah, the sons of Nekoda, 642. And among Sus, the priests, the sons of Hobiah, the sons of Hakos, the sons of Barzillai, who took a wife from the daughters of Barzillai, not Barzillai, a Gileadite, and he was called by their name. These sought their writing in the census, and they did not find it, and so they were cast out of the priesthood. And the cupbearer said to them that they should not eat from the Holy of Holies until a priest who was learned and skillful. Until a priest would stand who was learned and skillful, okay? The entire multitude, which was like one man, was 42,360, aside from their men and women servants, who were 7,337. And among them were singing men and singing women 245. The horses were 736. That's not how you... There were mules. It's a possessive there.
Nice.
Their mules were. That's Jesus Christ. Their mules were 245. Their camels were 435. Their donkeys were 6,720. Now several of the leaders of the families gave to the work. The cupbearer gave to the treasury 1,000 drachmas of gold, 50 bowls, and 530 priestly garments. 530? What the fuck? And some of the leaders of the families gave to the treasury of the work 20,000 drachmas of gold and 2,200 minas of silver. And what the remainder of the people gave was 20,000 drachmas of gold and 2,000 minas of silver and 67 priestly garments. Now the priests and the Levites and the gatekeepers and the singing men and the rest of the common people and the temple servants and all of Glasgow dwelt in their own cities. Fun chapter. I want to die. Nehemiah 8. And the 7th month had arrived. Nice. Now the sons of Glasgow were in their cities, and all the people were gathered together like one man. How are people gathered together like one man?
Intimately.
Are they just condensed into the space that would be occupied by one man? Were they just all squished?
Like one man.
Or
maybe it's like
or did they all behave the same?
Translation error. They were like one people, which is a folk.
But they are always one people, so that wouldn't really make much sense to point out. But I guess it's the Bible, and they point out a lot of things that you wouldn't need to point out. So you know what? You win. Fuck you. Like one man in the street, which is before the Watergate. Oh no, not Watergate. I thought that was way later. Wasn't Watergate like in
Democrats?
I thought that was in the last century, but apparently Watergate was in the Bible. And they spoke to Ezra, the scribe, so that he would bring the book of the law of osmosis, which the Lord had instructed to Glasgow. Therefore, Ezra, the priest, brought the law before the multitude of men and women, and all those who were able to understand, on the first day of the 7th month. And he read it openly in the street, which was before the Watergate, from morning even until midday, in the sight of the men and women and those who understood. And the ears of all the people were attentive to the book. Then Ezra the scribe stood upon a step of wood, which he had made for speaking. And standing beside him were Mattithiah and Shemaiah and Anaiah and Uriah and Hilkiah. Oh my fucking god! And Hilkiah and Maaseiah on his right. And on the left were Pedaiah, Mishael and Malkijah and Hashem and Hashbadana, Zechariah and Meshullam. And
okay, serious question. Did Hashbadana ever turn up in this book, or did he just make up the name for this sentence and he just never turns up again?
How did you know?
Jesus.
I would be like, okay, I've seen this name before. I couldn't tell you who he is, but no, I have not seen this name before.
They thought we wouldn't notice.
No, it's just filler content. They just needed a few extra words, so they were just like, oh yeah, who was this guy's son? He didn't do anything, but what was his name? Okay, let's just add him there.
I wonder if you could make money by like rewriting the entire Bible, but like 50 pages, not as a summary, but like the entire book, because 90% of it is really just.
What?
Can you provide our guest with the Bible? What was it? Easy to understand?
No, it's not like
The Bible
not
version,
easier,
you know?
or shorter, but
You know what I'm talking about, right?
well,
Yep.
Can you provide our guest with that? I feel like that is precisely what you were asking for, but I don't remember what exactly it was called.
It's literally called the Easy to Understand Bible.
Okay, there you go.
Or not easy to read version, the ERV version.
Hello, my name is Miyahi. Miyahi then died. Oh, Terrace, new character introduced and died within 1 line. Got a drink.
Wonderful.
where did she die? Which rip to him.
Thanks, Cat Peasant.
Yeah, I think this is it. Anyway, yeah.
And Ezra opened the book before all the people, for he stood out above all the people. And when he had opened it, all the people stood up. And Ezra blessed the Lord, the great Skytus. And all the people responded, Amen! Amen! Lifting up their hands. And they bowed down and they adored Skytus facing the ground. Then Jeshua and Bani and Sherebiah, Jem in your ass, Akub, Shebethai, Hodiah, Messiah, Kelita, Azariah, Josabad, Hanan, Peliah, the Levites, caused the people to be silent in order to hear the law. And the people were standing on their feet, as opposed to standing on their hands. And they read from the book of the law of Skytus, distinctly and plainly, so as to be understood. And when it was read, they did understand. And Nehemiah, the same is the cupbearer. And Ezra, the priest and scribe, and the Levites, who were interpreting for all the people, said, This day has been sanctified to the Lord our Skytus. Do not mourn and do not weep. For all of the people were weeping as they were listening to the words of the law. And he said to them, Go, eat fat foods and drink sweet drinks, and send portions to those who have not prepared for themselves. For it is the holy day of the Lord, and do not be sad, for the joy of the Lord is also our strength. Then the Levites caused the people to be silent, saying, Be quiet, for the day is holy, and do not be sorrowful. And so all the people went forth, so that they might eat and drink, and so that they might send portions, and so that they might make great rejoicing. For they understood the words that he had taught to them. And on the second day, the leaders of the families of all the people, the priests and the Levites, were gathered together to Ezra the scribe, so that he might interpret for them the words of the law. And they found written in the law, which the Lord had instructed by the hand of Moses, that the sons of Glasgow should live in Skytus tents on the day of solemnity in the 7th month, and that they should proclaim and send out a voice in all their cities in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth to the mount and bring olive branches and the branches of beautiful trees, myrtle branches and palm branches and the branches of thick trees, so that they might make Skytus tents, just as it was written. And the people went forth and brought. And they made for themselves Skytus tents, each one at his own dwelling, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of Skytus, and in the streets of the water gate, and in the streets of the gate of Ephraim. Therefore, the entire assembly of those who had returned from the captivity made Skytus tents and lived in Skytus tents. For from the days of Jeshua, the son of Nun, even to that day, the sons of Glasgow had not done so. And there was exceedingly great rejoicing. I'm just imagining them all just figuring out, oh my god, we can make tents. Let's all go camping in our front yard. And then they just are like super excited about fucking camping in their own gardens.
I kind of just assumed they saw some thick trees, so they were all pitching tents. That's the story, right?
No, they are using the trees to make tents from that because
that's smart.
That's the law, basically. Like you, on the 7th month, you have to sleep in Skytus tents, basically.
So it's just a festival.
But the Skytis tent has to be made from beautiful, beautiful trees, myrtle branches, palm branches, and the branches of thick trees. Other trees are not okay because. Why are you questioning me?
Why they're making tents with wood and
Why,
wall?
okay.
Just use plastic, like normal humans. Jesus.
I wonder if they were feeling nervous about their tents. Do you think they were a little tense back then? Now he read in the book of the law of Skytis throughout each day, from the first day even to the very last day. And they kept the solemnity for 7 days, and on the 8th day there was a gathering according to the ritual. Amazing. Nehemiah 9. By the way, if you want to do another one, let me know.
Let's go. But if they start listing people, I'm just gonna give up.
I mean, there's a few names, but
that's fine.
You got this.
And then on the 24th day of the same month, the sons of Glasgow came together in fasting and sackcloth, and with soil upon them. And the offspring of the sons of Glasgow were separated from all the sons of foreigners. Wait, are you sure it's not Mexico? Like,
no, Mexico wasn't invented back then. It's all good.
Okay. And they stood up and they confessed their sins to the iniquities of their daddies. And they aroused to stand, and they read in the volume of the law their skytis 4 times in the day, and 4 times they confessed. And they adored the Lord, their skytis. Then upon the steps of the Levites, Jeshua and Bani and Kadmiel, Shenbaniah, Sherebiah, Bani, and Chenani rose up, and they cried out in a great voice with the Lord their skytis. And the Levites, Jeshua and Kadmiel, Bani, Hashabneiah, Sherebiah, Hodiah, Shebaniah, and Petaiah said, Rise up, bless the Lord, your skytis from eternity, even to eternity. And blessed be the exalted orb name of your glory, with the blessing and praise. You yourself alone, O Lord, made heaven and the heaven of the heavens and all their host, the earth and all the things that are in it, the seas and all things that are in them. And you gave life to all those things, and the host of heaven adores you. You yourself, O Lord Skytis, are the one who chose Abram. And you led him away from the fire of the Chaldeans, and you gave him the name Abraham.
Abraham.
So it's like Abram, but
okay, here's a quick summary. There was a guy who was named Abram, and then this guy was like, that's my homeboy. And then after he trained him a little bit, he was like, okay, you know what, fuck you, your name's now Abraham.
Imagine like having a teacher, and after he teaches, he just gives you a new name.
That's literally Skytis. He just, I mean, he also renamed, what was it? He renamed Jacob to Israel, to Glasgow, because it's funnier.
Reasonable. And he found his heart to be faithful before you, and he formed a covenant with him so that he might give to him the land of the Canaanite, of the Hittites, and of the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and of the Walmart brand. Wait, that's also renamed, right? Of the Walmart brand Jesusite?
If you're unsure about the pronunciation, just go with whatever seems reasonable to you.
No, the question is it like a joke that is renamed Walmart, or are they actually using Walmart there? Walmart brand Jesusite. And of the Girgashite, and that you might give it to his offspring. And you have fulfilled your words, for you are just. And you saw the affliction of our daddies in Egypt. And you heard the outcry beside the Red Sea. And you gave signs and portents to Pharaoh and all his servants and to the people of his land. And you knew that they acted arrogantly against them. And you made a name for yourself, just as it is this day. And you divided the sea before them, and they crossed through the midst of the sea on dry land. But their pursuers you cast into the depth, like a stone into great waters. And in the pillar of clouds you were their leader by day, and the pillar of fire by night, so that they might see the way along which they might advance. You also descended to Mount Sinai, and you spoke with them from heaven. And you gave them upright judgment and the law, truth, and ceremonies and good precepts. You revealed to them your sanctified Sabbath, and you instructed them in commandments and ceremonies, and by law, by the hand of osmosis, your servant. You also gave them bread from heaven in their hunger, and you brought forth water from the rock for them in their thirst. And you said to them that they should enter and possess the land over which you lifted up your hand, so that they might give it to them. Yet truly, they and our daddies acted arrogantly, and they hardened their necks, and they did not listen to your commandments. And they were not willing to hear, and they did not remember your miracles which you had accomplished for them. And they hardened their necks, and they offered their head, so that they would return to their servitude, as if in contention. But you, a forgiving Skytus, lenient and merciful, long-suffering and full of compassion, did not abandon them. Indeed, even when they had made for themselves a molten calf, and they had said, "This is your Skytus, who led you away from Egypt," and had commanded great blasphemies, even so in the multitude of your mercies you did not send them away in the desert. Didn't he? Exactly. It's fine.
Shut
The
up.
pillar of cloud did not withdraw from them by day, so that it might lead them on the way, nor the pillar of fire by night, so that it might show them the way along which they might advance.
Hold on.
And you gave them your
I
good
just want to say one thing real quick. Can you simp any more?
No.
Jesus.
like
He's hit the limit.
it kind of almost sounds sarcastic, because it's like they made a calf and you totally didn't give them up, right? You sent them, like, wasn't it 40 years through the desert until all of them were dead? You didn't do that, right?
The only way to simp more is to become a Final Fantasy character, perform Limit Break, and then you can simp even more. Because they've reached the limit of fucking simping.
Same.
Brilliant.
Anyway, moving on.
And you gave them your good spirit, so that he might teach them, and you did not withhold your mana from their mouths, and you gave them water in their thirst. For 40 years, 40 years that you kind of tricked them and led them through the desert, and for no reason other than that you fucked them over, but you fed them in the desert, which is nice. And nothing was lacking for them. Their garments did not grow old, and their feet were not worn down. And you gave them kingdoms and peoples, and you distributed to them by lot.
Lowercase.
And they possessed the land of Sihon, and the land of the king of Heshbon, and the land of Og, the king of Bashan. And you multiplied their sons like the stars of heaven. And you led them into the land about which you had said to their daddies that they would enter and possess it. And the sons arrived and possessed the land, and you humbled the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, before them, and you delivered them into their hands, with their kings and the people of their lands, so that they might do with them just as it was pleasing to them. And so they seized fortified cities and fed soil, and they made possessed houses filled with all kinds of goods, cisterns made by others, vineyards, and olive groves, and fruit trees in abundance. And they ate and were satisfied, and they were fattened, and they abounded with delights from the great goodness. But they provoked you to wrath, and they withdrew from you, and they cast your law behind their backs. And they killed your prophets who contended with them, so that they might return to you, and they committed great blasphemies. And so he gave them into the hands of their enemies, and they afflicted them. In the time of their tribulation they cried out to you, and from heaven you heard them. And in accord with your great compassion you gave to them saviors who might save them from the hands of their enemies. But after they had rested, they turned back, so that they did evil in your sight, and you abandoned them to the hand of their enemies, and they possessed them. And they converted, and they cried to you. And from heavens you heeded them, and you freed them many times by your mercies. And you contended with them, so that they might return to your law. Yet truly they acted in arrogance, and they did not listen to your commandments. And they sinned against your judgment, which if a man does them, he shall live by them. And they withdrew from offering their shoulder, and they hardened their neck. Neither would they listen. And you continued to forbear them for many years. And you contended with them by your spirit, through the hand of your prophets. And they did not listen. And so you delivered them into the hand of the people of the lands. Yet in your very manly mercies, you did not cause them to be consumed, nor did you abandon them. For you are compassionate and lenient, Skytus. Now therefore our great Skytus, strong and terrible, who keeps covenant and mercy. May you not avert your face from all the hardship that has found us, we and our kings and our leaders and our priests and our prophets, and even our daddies. and all the people from the days of King Assur even to this day. For you are just concerning all things that have overwhelmed us. For you have done truth, but we have acted impiously. Our kings, our leaders, our priests, and our daddies have not done your law, and they have been attentive to your commandments and your testimonies, to which they have testified amongst us them, and they have not served you in their kingdoms and with your many good things which you gave to them, in the very wide and fat land which you delivered into their sights, nor did they return from the most wicked pursuits. Behold, we ourselves this day are servants, and the land which you gave to our daddies, so that they might eat its bread and have its good things, we ourselves are servants within it. And its fruits are multiplied for the kings, whom you have set over us because of our sins. And they rule over our bodies and over our cattle, according to their will. And we are in great tribulation. Therefore, concerning all these things, we ourselves are forming and writing a covenant, and our leaders, our Levites, and our priests are signing it.
Harris?
So,
Yeah.
Paris.
Behold.
No.
He doesn't react if you just read it normally. It's a Pavlovian response at this point.
Yeah.
So it was like the biggest ass kissing I've ever read, and he somehow still managed to make God sound like a jackass in it. It's actually impressive. Like you helped us, and then we stopped kissing your feet, so you literally just sold us to our enemies. And then we asked for help, so you helped us.
Welcome to the
we
Bible.
stopped kissing your feet, so you sold us to our enemies again. That happens.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old folk? That is just like, oh wow, you fucked up. Okay, here you go. Just get fucking imprisoned. Okay,
I like
I'm
how
gonna
they were
free you.
talking like,
You still have not fuck you back to prison, and then just keeps doing it.
I like how they were like, for all the 40 years that they were walking through the desert, I fed you. All the 40 years that you were just literally walking through there because I made you do it. But I fed you while I was making
He
you
fed
walk
them
through the
because he
desert.
was fed up with them.
That's based.
You know what's not based? Take a glance over the next chapter.
That's a lot of names.
Nehemiah 10. And the signatories were Nehemiah, the cupbearer, the son of Hekaliah, and Zedekiah, Zariah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malkijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Melech, Harim, Meremoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnethon, Baruch, Meshullam, Abijah, Mejamin, Uras.
I'm just gonna
Amaziah,
assume that was actually in the Bible.
Bilgai, Shemaiah, these were the priests. And the Levites were Jeshua, the son of Azaniah, Binui, of the sons of Henadad, Kadmiel, and their brothers, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Kelita, Peliah, Hanan, Micah, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zachar, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Bani, Beninu. The heads of the people were Parash, Pahath, Moab, Elam, Zatu, Bani, Bunni, Esgad, Bebai, Adonijah, Bigvai, Adin, Ater, Hezekiah, Ezra, Hodiah, Hashem, Bezai, Harif, Anathoth, Nibai, Macpiash, Meshulam, Hazir, Meshizabel, Zadok, Jadua, Pelatia, Ananiah, Hoshea, Hananiah, Hasub, Haloshe, Pilha, Shobek, Rehum, Hashabna, Messiah, Ahia, Hanan, Anan, Melog, Harum, Bana, and the rest of the people were the priests, the Levites, the gatekeepers, and the singers, the temple servants, and all who had who had separated themselves from the peoples of the lands, to the law of Skytis, with their wives, their sons, and their daughters. All who were able to understand pledged on behalf of their brothers with their nobles, and they came forward to promise and to swear that they would walk in the law of Skytis, which he had given to the hand of Osmosis, the servant of Skytis, that they would do and keep all the commandments of the Lord our Skytis and his judgments and his ceremonies, and that we would not give our daughters to the people of the land, and that we would not accept their daughters for our sons. Also that if the people of the land carry in goods for sale or any useful things, so that they might sell them on the day of the Sabbath, that we would not buy them on the Sabbath, nor on a sanctified day, and that we would release the 7th year of the collection of... That we would release the 7th year and the collection of debt from every hand. Yes, release the 7th year. whatever the fuck that means. And we established precepts over ourselves so that we would give 1/3 part of a shekel each year for the work of the house of our skytes, for the bread of the presence, and for the continual sacrifice, and for a continual holocaust on the Sabbath, on the new moons, on the solemnities, and for the holy things, and for the sin offering, so that atonement would be made for Glasgow and for every use within the house of our skyters. And we cast lowercase lots concerning the oblation of the wood among us, the priests, and the Levites, and the people, so that it would be carried into the house of our skyters by the household of our daddies, at set times, from the times of 1 year to another, so that they might burn upon the altar of the Lord our skyters, just as it is written in the law of osmosis, and so that we might bring in the first fruits of the land, and the first fruits of all the produce from every tree, from year to year, in the house of the Lord, and the firstborn of our sons and of our cattle, just as it was written in the law, and the firstborn of our oxen and our sheep, so that they might be offered in the house of our skyters to the priests who minister in the house of skyters, and so that we might bring in the first fruits of our foods and of our libations, and the first fruits of every tree, and also of the vintage and the oil and the priests, and to the storehouse of our skyters with the tithes of our land for the Levites. That is one hell of a fucking sentence. Help. The Levites also shall receive tithes, whatever the fuck you pronounce that word, from our works out of all the cities. Now the priest, the son of AAA Rip, shall be with the Levites in the tithes of the Levites, and the Levites shall offer 1/10 part of their tithes in the house of our skyters to the storeroom in the house of the treasury. For the sons of Glasgow and the sons of Levi shall carry to the storehouse the first fruits of the grain, of the wine, and of the oil. And the sanctified vessels shall be there, and the priests, and the singing men, and the gatekeepers, and the ministers. And we shall not forsake the house of our skyters. I get food. Good choice. I hate this book. Just like I hated pretty much all the previous recent books. Bible really fell off. Nehemiah 11. Now the leaders of the people lived in Jerusalem, yet truly the remainder of the people cast lowercase lots, so that they might choose 1 part in 10 who were to live in Jerusalem, the holy city, and 9 parts for the other cities. Then the people blessed all the men who freely offered themselves to live in Jerusalem. And so these are the leaders of the province who were living in Jerusalem and in the cities of Judah. Now each one lived in his possession and in their cities. Glasgow, the priests, the Levites, the temple servants, and the sons of the servants of Solomon. In Jerusalem there lived some of the sons of Judah, and some of the sons of Benjamin Yores. Of the sons of Judah, Athaiah, the sons of Aziam, the son of Zechariah, the son of Amariah, the son of Shephatiah, the son of Mehalalel, of the sons of Perez. Hold on, I need to check something. How many generations did we just go back? How many do we have?
Good question.
4 generations back, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Terrace.
Yeah.
Drink.
Oh, okay.
The sons of Perez. Messiah, the son of Baruch, of the sons of Kolhose, the son of Heziah, the son of Adiah, the son of Joirab, the son of Zechariah, the son of a Sidonite. That's another more than 4 generations back. And Terrace is just ignoring me. All these sons of Perez lived in Jerusalem, 468 strong men. You gotta drink, man.
Oh, okay.
Now these are the sons of Benjamin Yores. Salu, the son of Meshullam, the son of Joed, the son of Pedaiah, the son of Koliah, the son of Maaseiah, the son of Ithiel, the son of Jesiah. Hey, Terrace.
Yeah.
Guess what?
I don't like guessing.
Well, then you gotta drink.
Alright, okay.
And after him, Gabai, Salai. These were 928, and Joel, the son of Zikri, was their foremost leader. And Judah, the son of Hasenua, was second over the city. And from the priests, there were Jedaiah, the son of Joirab Jachin, Seraiah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Merioth, the son of Ahitub, that's the ruler of the house of Skytis. You gotta drink again, Harris. And their brothers who were doing the works of the temple. 822. I feel like this is going to be a dangerous chapter.
I'm running out of alcohol here.
And Adiah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Pelaliah, the son of Amzi, the son of Zechariah, the son of Pashur, the son of Malchijah. Hey, Terrace, you gotta drink. And his brothers, the leaders among us, the daddies. 242. Okay. Ooh, this is getting spicy. I think you're still one behind, Terrace, unless you just took 2 in 1.
I took a big boy.
And Amasai, the son of Izarel, the son of Azai, the son of Meshillemoth, the son of Immer, you gotta drink again, and their brothers, who were very powerful. 128. Dude, this rule is kicking in hard right now.
What?
Also, technically, we gotta drink again because something is repeated more than 3 times within a very short period of the book. This book is so terrible. And their foremost leader was Zabdiel, the son of the powerful. Son of the powerful? Okay, sure. And from the Levites, there were Shemaiah, the son of Hassab, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Bani, Terrace, the son of Shabbathai,
Yes.
and Josabad, who were over all the works which were exterior to the house of Skytis from among us, the leaders of the Levites. Dude, this is not gonna stop anytime soon, Terrace. Holy shit. And Matania, the son of Micah, the son of Zabdi, the son of ASAP8. Oh, that's only 3, hold on. The son of ASAPH was the leader of praise and confession and prayer, with Bakbukia second among us, his brothers. And Abda, the son of Shamua, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun. That's 3 again, wow. Damn, never mind, I guess they're just trying to edge us.
Wow.
Imagine getting edged by the Bible. And the
Not
Levites
again.
in the holy city were 284. And the gatekeepers, Akub, Talmon, and their brothers who guarded the doorways were 172. And the remainder of Glasgow, the priests and the Levites, were in all the cities of Judah, each one in his own possession. I guess it actually stopped now. And the temple servants were living at Ophel with Ziha and Gishpa of the temple servants. And the director of the Levites in Jerusalem was Uzi, the son of Bani, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Mataniah, the son of Micah. Hey, Terrace.
Yes.
Drink. The singing
Why?
men in the ministry of the house of Skytis were from the sons of ASAPH. In fact, there was a precept of the king about them and an order among us, the singing men throughout each day. And Pethahiah, the son of Meshezabel, from the sons of Zerah, the son of Judah, was at the... Wait, what? And Pethahiah, the son of Meshezabel, from the sons of Zerah, the son of Judah, was at the hand of the king concerning every word of the people, and in the houses throughout all their regions. Some of the sons of Judah lived at Kiriatharba, and in its daughter villages, and at Dibon. What's Dibon? And in its daughter villages, and at Jekabzeel, and in its vicinity, and at Jeshua, and at Molada, Molada, and at Beth-Pelet, and at Hazar-Shual, and at Beersheba, and in its daughter villages, and at Ziklag, and at Mekona, and in its daughter villages, and at En-Rimmon, and at Zorah, and at Jarmuth, Zanoah, Adullam, and in their villages, at Lachish, and in its regions, and at Azkaban, and in its daughter villages. And they dwelt from Beersheba as far as the valley of Hinnom. Also, they repeated that phrasing quite a few times, so I'm gonna have to take another drink. But the sons of Benjamin, Urias, lived from Geba at Michmash, and Aijah, and Bethel, and in its daughter villages, to Anathoth, Nob, Anania, Hazor, Ramah, Gittaim, Hadid, Zeboim, and Nebalad, Lod, and oh no, the Valley of Craftsmen. And some of the Levites were apportioned with Judah and Ben-Jamin your ass. Now I need some light. Harris, would you mind to shine some light on this?
Shining light on what?
My nuts. Got him.
Oh. No.
Understandable. Nehemiah 12. Now these are the priests and the Levites who ascended with Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Maluk, Hattush, Shechaniah, Rehub, Meremoth, Iddo, Ginnethon, Abijah, Mijamin, Uraz, Madiah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, and Joiarib, Jediah, Salu, Amok, Hilkiah, Jediah. These were the leaders of the priests and of their brothers in the days of Jeshua. And the Levites, Jeshua, Binui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, Mattaniah, they and their brothers were over the hymns, with Bakbukiah as well as Hanai and their brothers, each one in his office. Now Jeshua conceived Joiakim, and Joiakim conceived Eliashib, and Eliashib conceived Joiada, and Joiada conceived Jonathan, and Jonathan conceived Jaddua. And in the days of Joiakim, the priests and the leaders of the families were Sariah, Meriah, of Jeremiah, Hananiah, of Ezra, Meshullam, of Amariah, Jehohanan, of Maluki, Jonathan, of Shebaniah, Joseph, of Harim, Adna, of Meraioth, Elkai, of Adiah, Zechariah, of Ginnethon, Meshullam, of Abijah, Zikri, of Mijamin your ass, Moadiah. Wait, what? Of Mijamin yours and Moadiah, Jesus Christ, Piltai, of Bilgah, Shamua, of Shemaiah, Jehonathan, of Joiarib, Mattanai, of Jediah, Uzi, of Salai, Kalai, of Amok, Eber, by the way, we're repeating this so many times, she is terrorist, of Hilkiah, Hashabiah, of Jediah, Nathanael. The Levites in the days of Eliashib and Joiada and Johanan and Jaddua and the priests were written according to the leaders of the families during the reign of Darius the Persian. The sons of Levi, according to the leaders of their families, were written in the book of the words of those days, even to the days of Johanan, the son of Eliashib. That was dangerously close. Nope, no drink yet. Now the leaders of the Levites were Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua, the son of Kadmiel, and their brothers in their turns, so that they would praise and confess according to the precept of David, the man of Skytis. And they served equally and in order. Mattaniah and Bakbukiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, Akub were keepers of the gates and of the vestibules of the before the gates. These were in the days of Joiakim, the son of Jeshua, the son of Josedek, and in the days of Nehemiah, the governor, and of Ezra, the priest and scribe. I can't fucking read anymore. This is too many names. I'm feeling DDoSed. Now, at the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought the Levites from all their places so that they might bring them to Jerusalem and so that they might keep the dedication and rejoicing with thanksgiving and with singing and with cymbals and psalteries and lyres. Now the sons of the singing men were gathered from the plains surrounding Jerusalem and from the villages of Netophati and from the house of Gilgal and from the regions of Geba and Asmaveth. For the singing men had built villages for themselves around Jerusalem. And the priests and the Levites were cleansed, and they cleansed the people, and the gates, and the wall. Then I caused the leaders of Judah to ascend the wall, and I appointed 2 great choirs to give praise. And they went to the right upon the wall, toward the dung gate. And after them went Hushiah, and 1/2 part of the leadership of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, and Meshullam, Judah, and Benjamin, Uraz, and Shemaiah, and Jeremiah. And some of the sons of the priest went forth with trumpets: Zechariah, the son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micaiah, the son of Zechar, the son of Asaph. Is this a listing or is this a family tree again?
He is.
Some of the sons, no, I think that's just different sons. They're just not named because they're not worthy. And his brothers, Shemaiah, and Azariel, and Milalai, Gilalai, Mai, Nathanael, and Judah, and Hanani went forth with the canticles of David, the man of Skytis. And Ezra, the scribe, was before them at the fountain gate. And opposite them, they ascended by the steps of the city of David, at the ascent of the wall above the house of David, and as far as the water gate to the Estonian. And the second choir of those who gave thanks went forth to the opposite side, and I went after them. And 1/2 part of the people there were upon the wall, and upon the tower of the furnaces, as far as the widest wall, and above the gate of Ephraim, and above the ancient gate, and above the fish gate, and the tower of Hananel, and the tower of Hamath, and as far as the flock gate. And they stood still at the watch gate. And the 2 choirs of those who gave praise stood still at the house of Skytis, with myself and 1/2 part of the magistrates who were with me. And the priests Eliakim, Maaseiah, Mijam, Uraz, Micaiah, Elioenai, Zechariah, Hananiah went forth with trumpets, with Maaseiah and Shemaiah, and Eliezer and Uzi and Jehohanan and Malchijah and Elam and Ezer. And the singers were singing clearly. Jezrahiah, who I've never seen before, was their foremost leader. And on that day they immolated great sacrifices and they rejoiced. For Skytis had caused them to rejoice with a great joy. That's how you usually rejoice. And their wives and children also were glad. That's so great for you. And the rejoicing of Jerusalem was heard from far away. On that day also they enrolled men over the storehouses of the treasury for the libations and for the first fruits and for the tithes, whatever the fuck, so that the leaders of the city might bring these in by them with proper thanksgiving for the priests and the Levites. For Judah was rejoicing, and the priests and the Levites who were assisting. And they kept the vigil of their Skytis, and the vigil of expiation, and with the singing men and the gatekeepers in accord with the precept of David and of Solomon his son. For in the days of David and Asaph, from the beninging, there were leaders appointed over the singers to give praise in verses and to confess to Skytis. And all of Glasgow in the days of Zerubbabel and in the days of Nehemiah gave portions to the singing men and to the gatekeepers for each day, and they sanctified the Levites, and the Levites sanctified the sons of Triple Arab.
Fucking gatekeepers.
What in the fuck did I just read?
I think you should change all occasions of great with mediocre.
There is.
What?
Guessed. Felix,
What
please
about the
repeat.
guest?
I think you should just switch out every occasion of great with mediocre. For Skytis had caused them to rejoice with mediocre joy.
Nice.
Do it.
Yeah, alright.
Congratulations, you made your mark on the Bible. Oh, I want to be done with this book, but I also don't want to continue reading because it fucking sucks.
I'm gonna play
What?
I guess.
Oh,
It's making a fair point.
I wanna go home.
Answered home?
Well, he means home to his parents.
Based. Same. Well, I mean,
Yeah?
yeah. No, it's fine. Now on that day they read from the book of Osmosis in the hearing of the people. And in it there was found written that the Ammonites and the mother of all Bombites must not enter the Church of Skytis even for all time, because they did not meet the sons of Glasgow with bread and water, and they hired Balaam against them to curse them. But Skytis turned the curse into a blessing. Now it happened that when they had heard the law, they separated every foreigner from Glasgow based, and Elishib the priest was over this task. He had been given charge of the treasury of the house of Askytis, and he was a close relative of Tobiah. Then he made for himself a large storeroom, and in that place there was laid before him gifts and frankincense and vessels, and the tithes of grain, wine, and oil, of the portions of the Levites, and of the singing men, and of the gatekeepers, and the first fruits of the priests. But during all that, I was not in Jerusalem, because in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, the king of Babylon, I went to the king, and at the end of some days I petitioned the king. And I went to Jerusalem, and I understood the evil that Elishib had done for Tobiah, such that he would make him a storeroom in the vestibule of the house of Skytis. Nice.
I'm gonna be like an angry piss.
I just want to understand it in the way that he would make him, like, he makes a person into a storeroom. Just imagine, I'm gonna turn you into a fucking storeroom. That's a fucking threat and a half. Not, I'm gonna make a storeroom for you. No, I'm gonna turn you into a storeroom.
Well, I'm so confused. And it seems to me very evil. Well, nice. And I cast the vessels of the house of Tobiah outside the storeroom. And I gave instructions, and they cleansed against the storeroom. And I brought back into the place the vessels of the house of Skytis, the sacrifice, and the frankincense. And I realized that the portions of the Levites had not been given to them, and that each of them had fled his own region from the Levites, and from the singing men, and from those who were ministering. And I brought the case before the magistrates, and I said, "Why have we forsaken the house of Skytis?" And I gathered them together, and I caused them to stand at their stations. And all of the bits of the grain and the wine and the oil into the storerooms. And we appointed over the storerooms Shelemiah the priest, and Zadok the scribe, and Pedaiah from the Levites, and next to them Hanan, the son of Sakur, the son of Mattaniah, for they had proven to be faithful. And so the portions of the brothers were entrusted to them. Remember me, O my Skytis, because of this, and may you not wipe away my acts of compassion, which I have done for the house of my Skytis and for his ceremonies. In those days I saw in Judah some who were treading the presses of the Sabbath, and who were carrying sheaves and placing on donkeys burdens of wine and of grapes and of figs and all manner of burdens, and who were bringing these into Jerusalem on the day of the Sabbath. And I contended with them so that they would sell on a day which it was permitted to sell. Jesus.
Are you okay?
And some Tyrians, no, I'm just tired, dwell within, who are bringing fish and all kinds of items for sale. And they are selling on the Sabbaths to the sons of Judah and Jerusalem. And I put the nobles of Judah under oath, and I said to them, "What is this evil thing that you are doing, profaning the Sabbath day? Did not our daddies do these things? And so our Skytis brought all this evil upon us and upon the city? And you are adding more wrath upon Glasgow by violating the Sabbath." And it happened that when the gates of Jerusalem had rested on the day of the Sabbath, I spoke, and they closed the gates. And I instructed that I should not open them until after Sabbath. And I appointed some of my servants over the gates, so that no one would carry in a burden on the day of the Sabbath. And so the merchants and those who sold all kinds of items remained just outside of Jerusalem, once and again. And I contended with them, and I said to them, "Why are you remaining just beyond the wall? If you do this again, I will send hands upon you. You will catch these hands." And so from that time they no longer came on the Sabbath.
No. He's sending hands upon them. So he's just gonna pat their head. It's like, good boy.
If you do this again, I will send hands upon you.
True. Yes. He's just gonna pat his head. Good boy.
I also spoke to the Levites so that they would be cleansed and would arrive to guard the gates and to sanctify the day of the Sabbath. Because of this also, O my Skytis, remember me and spare me, in accord with the multitude of your mercies. But also in those days I saw some Jews taking wives from the Ashdotites and the Ammonites and the Moabites. And the sons spoke partly in the speech of Ashdod, and they did not know how to speak the Jewish language, and they were speaking according to the language of one people or another. And I put them under oath, and I cursed them, and I struck some of their men, and I shaved off their hair, and I made them swear to Skytis that they would not give their daughters to their sons, nor take their daughters for their sons, nor for themselves, saying, did not Solomon, king of Glasgow, sin in this kind of thing? And certainly among many nations there was no king similar to him, and he was beloved, and his Skytis set him as king over all of Glasgow. And yet foreign women led even him into sin. So how could we disobey and do all this mediocre evil? So that we would transgress against our Skytis and take foreign wives. Now one of the sons of Joadiah, the son of Elishabeth, the high priest, was a son-in-law to Sanballat, the Horonite, and I made him flee from me. O Lord, my Skytis, remember again those who defile the priesthood and the law of the priests and the Levites. And so I cleansed them from all foreigners, Jesus Christ. And I established the order of the priests and the Levites, each one in his ministry. O my Skytis, remember me also for good because of the offering of wood, kinky, at the appointed times and because of the first fruits, a man and a woman.
No, it's just men back then.
True.
Women weren't invented.
Imagine, like, if a politician nowadays was like, I'm gonna follow the Bible, we will cleanse you of all foreigners. Jesus.
That would be a significant...
Somehow that sounds about right.
Yeah, that would be a significant amount of people that would clap and be for that.
That's true.
Because welcome to the modern world.
That would be a good line to like randomly quote at people when they talk about God being forgiving.
I have to give credit where credit is due. I think I'm really going to enjoy your replace idea.
Nice.
But you know what else Paris is going to enjoy? Realizing that the book needs to be rated.
Damn. 0 out of 10?
Wow. I paid very little attention. I would like you to know that.
You missed nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm very much aware. That was the that one.
How much did you enjoy? So before you give your rating, remember there were a lot of drinking queues stacked very recently.
Yeah, it was a good one, mind you.
But other than that,
I think this one. I didn't pay that much attention, but this one did seem not as brain dead as quite a few of the previous ones.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. What do you remember? Was there anything memorable aside from having to drink a lot all of a sudden?
Oh, I wasn't paying any attention.
So it can't have been that enjoyable if you don't really remember.
Well, I mean, it was short. That's enjoyable.
That is a fair point that I cannot contend with.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
It didn't feel like pulling teeth.
It really felt a lot like Ezra. It was just nothing happened, a bunch of names, but it was short. So I think I'm gonna give this the exact same rating. Actually,
I'm gonna give it a 5 because it was short.
What the fuck happened at Judges?
Okay, yeah, I need you to catch up with what's going on with
characters.
What one character-wise? There was a lot of names mentioned, but I don't think any of them were any significance.
Quality over quantity. None of them had any significant development. Even the person that the book is named after, he was just telling the story, but what was he actually doing? I can't think of anything. So yeah, same as Astra. Once again, it's just I can't give this anything better. It's just nothing memorable. Writing.
I mean, just because of how many drinking queues, it deserves a higher rating.
The drinking queues. Okay, Terrace, but okay.
I'm officially tipsy. That's how much we've been drinking.
But Terrace, what are we exactly evaluating? Are we evaluating how well it is written, or how much you enjoy the writing as a fucking alcoholic?
Both.
Maybe we should. Okay, Terrace. Maybe we need a new category: alcoholism. The writing was, I think it was actually worse. Like, not much worse, but I'm gonna give it a lower score because it was just terrible. Freddy.
I'll just follow you. I'll just follow you in there.
Plot.
What actually happened in the book? Give me a quick
Felix,
sum up.
what happened?
That's it.
I feel like it was less coherent than Ezra. With Ezra, it felt like there was still something that we're moving toward. With Nehemiah, it was just, what in the fuck is going on? So, yeah. Comedy. Okay, Terrace, comedy.
Yeah, right.
Was there...
I don't remember there being anything funny.
Exactly. There was
nothing. I can't recall a single moment we laughed that wasn't because you decided to say something that wasn't written. That was only funny moments, exactly. Not the book.
Same for kinky. Was there anything kinky at all?
I can't recall anything.
I literally can't. Wow. That is kind of impressive.
Not very kinky. So what the fuck happened in Judges?
Do you think I remember?
Well, you read it with a 10 on kinky, so I kind of assume.
Wasn't that when the prostitute was strapping people to a bed? Or something? Wasn't that a thing?
I'm trying to think. Wasn't that Ruth? That might have been.
I'm pretty sure there was a prostitute.
So at some point there was a prostitute that she was of one folk and her husband was of another folk, and her folk was like okay.
It was like one of the few relevant female characters was a prostitute.
The short version is her folk was like, we need to interrogate your husband, simplifying things like a lot. So she was like, yo, what? How? Hey, husband, how can I? Just hypothetically, if somebody were to want to tie you down, just hypothetically, how would they do this? And he's like, okay, you just tie me to the bed. And then next night, she just ties him to the bed. And then he just breaks free because, haha, psych, I lied. And then she's like, oh my god, you lied to me. Now tell me for real. How can I contain your power? And then he's like, tie me to whatever else. And then he breaks free again. And then again. And then he actually breaks down and he tells her, okay, actually, the power is in my hair. You gotta shave my head. And then at night, she shaves his head. And then he's super weak. And then he actually gets captured. And then he gets tied to some kind of pillar at a temple. But by then, his hair has somewhat grown back. So he gains some of his power. And then he just pulls the pillar. The entire temple collapses. And he just gets multi-kill of, I don't know, he just killed several dozens of the other tribes and himself. But the whole thing revolves around his wife telling, how do I best tie you down, you know? And then a few other things as well, probably, but it's been a while, to be fair. It's been quite a while. Why is Twitch dead? Because your mom is your dad. Terrace.
What?
Please tell us an elaborate story of what you've been up to yesterday, because I gotta pee.
Yesterday? What was yesterday? Wasn't it? Yesterday was Friday, right? Well, I went to work, and I did very little of actual work, because I just avoid working like the plague. Because, you know, I mean, imagine actually being paid to do work. Could it be me? I think that was about it, actually. I just didn't work all day, and then got home, and then just became a vegetable for like several hours until it was a reasonable enough time for me to go to bed. And then I went to bed. I didn't even sleep very well either. It was a very mediocre day, in fact. It wasn't anything impressive. Or noteworthy. Or worth talking about any further. I don't even remember why I ate. What did I eat? Oh yeah, it was a really, really, really lame macaroni and cheese. I've added a lot of... It was more cheese than macaroni at that point. and it was strong cheese. It was like a nice mature cheddar, which was nice, mind you. But I'm starting to notice a trend of adding too much strong cheese does not make a good meal. So I had a very, very mediocre bowl of macaroni and cheese. So the entire day was just below average, if anything else. Also, it's been over 2 hours now. It's been time. It's been time.
Hey Felix, do you want to continue Bibling?
No, I actually have to leave as well.
Anyway.
Maybe.
I mean, oh, come on, man.
Well.
Oh.